Ultra Smooth Skin works really, really good on the hair too, like little frizzies. Sometimes I use it there. So you don't want to, it's very, very strong. And eventually I'm going to like make this less strong because I don't want her to look like a doll, right? Okay, I'm going to zoom out and I could start doing a little bit around her hair as well. See, and it just kind of, it smooths away and kind of makes those little flyaways a little more subtle. Okay, so here's the thing. When you're done, looks very, very fake. So you're going to turn down the opacity or the strength of the layer. So I'm going to click this arrow under opacity and I can turn down the effect. So I usually with these don't like to go over 50%. I can see though, if I turn the eye visibility on and off, what it looked like before. So look at our face before and then after. It's just very subtle, but you turn it on and off. I can turn up the opacity if I want. And I'm just going to look before and after and see what I like best. I think that's enough. 61% is probably a little too much. I'm going to turn that down again. Okay, when I'm completely done and I'm ready to move on to the next one, I need to flatten this image. So I have to right click on the background layer and go to flatten image, or I can go up to layer and I can flatten the image. And that's just going to make it, it's going to merge it to the picture. It sticks it to the picture. And now I can move on to my next action. You want to flatten or merge your layers together. Every time you add a new action, you want to make sure you're starting with a locked just one layer in the background. So after I do Ultra Smooth Skin, then I like to move to Quick Eye Sparkle. I'm going to press play. So same thing with the other one, Quick Eye Sparkle. I'm just going to hit enter. It says you're going to use a white paintbrush and it automatically puts it on a white paintbrush for you. You want to check your paintbrush and make sure it's at 100% opacity. Sometimes if you had it turned down for something else you were doing, it might remain at a low opacity. So just so that you can see it, make sure it's 100%. And then right here, this one for this prompt here, it told you in the little caption, for all over brightness, look at, there's two layers, all over brightness and extra iris sparkle. For all over brightness, you're going to paint that all over the eye. So I'm going to make my brush tiny and see how it's brightening up the eye. Then I can click on this layer and make sure you click and select the mask. The extra iris sparkle, it told me in that little caption, you just do this on the iris or the colored spots of the eye. Now remember, if you go and do too much like that, you can go and do the switch back to black and fill it back in. So now look at her iris when I turn this up or down. So her eyes were pretty dark in this, so this is a good way to lighten them up. I can go up to all over brightening, turn those up. I want to zoom out and really look at this to make sure that it's not looking artificial. So I always do like before and after by clicking the eyeball icon. That looks a little fake. You don't want them to look like a vampire. But that's better. Her iris was really dark, so I turned that way up. But I don't know. Let's see. Is it too? I think that's better. I want to make sure I didn't get like the edge of the skin under her eyes. I'm going to switch it back to black to cover that. I just feel like it looks a little glowy. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to flatten, right click at the bottom, flatten it. And then I could try things. If she had her teeth showing, I might do the teeth whitening for sure. Her lips look pretty glossy, so I think I'm okay there. But she looks a little pale, so maybe I'll try some. I could try some. There was bronzer here, or there's rosy lips and cheeks. Let's just try some of these. This also has two layers, one for lips, one for cheeks. And it might look like a clown when you first put it on. But remember, you turn down the opacity and it will blend really nicely. So with this, you can go up here and just turn down the opacity. I'm going to zoom out. I always like to look at things from afar.